In an age when the monarchy, British or otherwise, is accused of being an outdated institution, the tourists still flock in their millions to follow in the footsteps of royalty, both ancient and modern, to see for themselves the places where history was made. When it comes to listing the great kings and queens of the past, there are undoubtedly some that are better remembered than others. Richard the Lionheart, Henry VIII, and King George III are renowned for very different reasons, and when it comes to the ladies, Mary I, both of them one of England and one of Scotland, Elizabeth I, and Queen Victoria are as fascinating today as when they were alive. But there are many more characters worthy of investigation that are far less well known. So whether you want a basic who's who of the British monarchy to help you in the next pub quiz, or you'd like to find out how we got from feuding tribes of ancient Britons to the present day, prepare for a right royal romp through the history books, so that you never need to get your Henrys, Georges, Edwards, Richards, Marys and Williams mixed up again. After the demise of Arthur, the Saxon occupiers in waiting invaded, and by 613 had driven the Celts out of England. 7 kingdoms were then established: Kent, Sussex, Essex, East Anglia, Wessex, Mercia and Northumbria, with each having its own king. Eventually, one of the kings, Egbert of Wessex, took control of all 7 kingdoms, after much fighting, to be the first King of England in 829, with his son and grandsons succeeding him. Just as Alfred's remembered for burning the cakes, there's one incident that is synonymous with Henry II, the bloody murder of Thomas à Becket in Canterbury Cathedral in 1170. As monarch, Henry had been determined to control the power of the church, and appointed his friend Becket to the influential post of Archbishop of Canterbury in 1162. But Becket would not be swayed from his religious principles, and for 8 years thwarted the king's reforms, enraging Henry so much that on one occasion he screamed out, "Will not someone rid me of this turbulent priest?" Immediately, 4 of Henry's knights took him at his word and set off for Canterbury and murdered Becket at the high altar of the cathedral, and whether this was the king's intention or a tragic error, Henry II has gone down in the history books with blood on his hands. Henry went on to marry a further 5 times, and, as the rhyme goes, his wives were divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And here's a whistle-stop tour of who's who. For historians, the reign of Queen Victoria is a great source of fascination. She managed to restore the popularity of the monarchy in Great Britain. At such a difficult time politically, everyone had high hopes of the new king, Edward VIII, the eldest son of George V. But his love for the American divorcee Wallis Simpson resulted in his abdication in December 1936. The responsibility for saving the British monarchy on this occasion fell to the quietly spoken Duke of York and his young family, and with little time for preparation, he became King George VI as Britain again headed for war. Moving into the media age, Queen Elizabeth II has seen her family face a hungry world press, constantly searching for the latest royal news stories. And on that very positive note, as the next generation of the British monarchy steps into the breach, as William Shakespeare so eloquently put it, who can say what the future might bring?